good? What's up? We are the Freestyle Freaks.
Yep.
Live on HamiltonRadio.net. I am Ralphie Rotten. This is Billy the Kid. And flanked by us, guest hosting tonight, it is the one and only famous Monk. What's up? How are you guys? How was your weekend? You know, you guys obviously know I had an emotional, insane weekend.
Eagles won.
Yes. We're not gonna just.
They tore Philly up too.
Yeah. Well, did you see that? I was actually, I seen some of the video, but I don't think, they don't show all of Philly because I was in Philly today, and Philly looked like Philly today, like usual.
Oh, they clean up real quick.
Well, Philly looked like
turning cars over and stuff, but they like, oh, the next day they got, we gonna clean that up.
I was down near
but it is
hospital,
but so it is kind of dope. I mean, it's a different swing. You know, the Eagles got shout out to Eagles fans, shout out to Philly, because it's right there, man.
Yeah.
And they never got a ring before, so I guess New England fans gonna hit me. I'm really Green Bay, and ain't nobody dealing with us, because y'all gotta go. We got more rings than everybody in the whole NFL. But you guys, listen. You guys were a clear favorite to go back to the show. You know what happened with Aaron Rodgers though. He got beat up, and
I was actually in my fantasy league. I was trying to trade somebody for him.
Oh yeah.
And I was this close, and then that week that I was about to change, say okay, pull the trigger, he loses the season for an injury. So I am happy I didn't trade for him, but I did want one of him. I'd rather have an Aaron Rodgers, a Tom Brady.
You hear about the rumors where they talk about the NFL is rigged, right? Now, I because of the betting and the gambling, yes, but I think last night's game, nah.
Yeah, that was.
I think
clear.
they just played. Yo.
They just played.
I think certain games they just let them play. Like, all right, just get it in. Because certain things, it's like catches. You can't front them last minute dive passes. That's like, unless maybe you could like, if I'm just dive into it. That's an art form. Athletic on the athletic, it's an art form. But some of it was like, you didn't see that coming. You know what I mean? So they played good ball.
Whether the foot was in bounds, whether he was in running motion.
Yeah. All the politics.
When him and the ball landed out on the ground, and I feel like if the referees was going to sway anything, it would have been inside New England's favor, like they have
with that last game.
Yeah, like they passed 7 Super Bowls, especially with flattened footballs and everything.
Well,
like
just
it's always three. It's always
three players. Either the playoff or the Super Bowl every year for like the last.
That's because it's always 3 players. It's the 2 teams that's in the Super Bowl and the referees. That's who else you're playing. And like when I seen like the first 2 calls against the Eagles, I said, and so it begins. Like, I mean, you can see some of the smirks on the referee's face. They're like, we're about to blow this game. Yeah. They're like, look, y'all got us. Y'all got us.
TV is going there like the cat is out the bag with everything. Yeah. Like, we like really living in the revelation.
I feel like that's why they couldn't throw the game. Some of them smiles that the referees had, he like, I would call it, but he like Kevin Hart might run across the field and punch me in the face.
Yeah.
I definitely think it's always geared up for the favorites, and definitely they want to keep the underdog. I mean. Hence, listen, the Eagles did play, the Patriots the first time and lost. This was a totally different team. This team was not the 2005 team that played the Patriots, and this was not a Patriots team that was ready to play this team. The Eagles were stacked.
They
had a lot of pressure.
New England was too established. So like you got people who are like a lot older in their positions. Like Eagles, you got that new breath of fresh air. Everybody expected Brady's second half to be phenomenal, and it was.
Made it. You there now. Once again, you there. You made it past the playoffs. Remember, they made it to the playoff a couple times, got knocked off. Now you in there. You gotta do it. You gotta do.
That would have been the biggest letdown ever.
But let's remind ourselves.
Me being an Eagle fan, I would have definitely.
Ironic that the Eagles make it to the Super Bowl doing one of the biggest NFL protests because of the flag and the protesting of the police brutality against black folks.
Everything.
You know what I'm saying? And then while that going on, hot boom. Yeah. So I think certain things is a statement like wrestling. if y'all watch wrestling, even though that's that's made up too, but it's all political. They kind of show you their favor of what's going to happen before it actually happens, and in the judicial system.
I feel like the reason why like games are rigged, or like and like the soap operas and wrestling and stuff, it's all to push an agenda. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like right now, with wrestling and hip hop, it's getting a little feminized. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like you got like other rappers. I mean, like other wrestlers grabbing other ones on the butt. Like that's like their signature move. It's like grab a butt, put his face all in the butt, and like do it around. I mean, it started with Gold Dust, like a whole bunch of.
I remember it was
a move where they grab him
X-Pac,
and take him like this and pat him on the butt. And like, what's all of that? I mean, just break
all of that is to push an agenda. That's why like with this game right now, like the way like it was actually fought and like this game was like actually won. It was like finally something that's official, something that's not fake news. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like everything,
I also
at least it's sad to see him like
but the Eagles were a team that didn't allow, the outside,
and that's why I wasn't no agenda push. Like no agenda was pushed.
They're really not a garbage team like that. I mean, even my team, I remember they beat us 49-0. They did that to the Packers a couple times. You know what I'm saying? I was mad.
Eagles was blowing teams out. They was putting at least like 30 up on the boards against teams, man. They was putting like 30 and better.
Well, this year with the Eagles, there were not just a couple. We're going back to the protest. There was one. I think it was Malcolm Jenkins who kneeled, and then Chris Long came over and put his hand on his shoulder in solidarity and unity, and that was it. Nobody messed with the Eagles. Like, no, we're not gonna let you do this to us. With all the political, controversy, the Eagles were able to see through that, and they were able to see the bigger prize at the end. They came together, and they allowed this coach and the coaching staff to coach them to call these.
Their chemistry was
to me,
awesome.
it was fundamental football. They had to lead when
great
they
football.
Say, because New England will come from behind at the last minute. Yeah, they got that reputation to do that. They have you thinking you up, and then last minute they come up with all these points. But they was able to be like, hell no, you ain't gonna pull it this game.
Just like Peterson said, he was like, I knew he had it, but I was waiting for that 0-0 on the clock.
It was fake. It was fake call after fake call after fake call. Like from the Eagles missing a field goal kick to the Patriots missing a field. Everything was key and elemental. That turnover at the beginning of the game down at the Eagles inbound. All fake. Even that last strip. You know what I'm saying? Which pretty much counted the clock down to
and then Nick Foles definitely Nick Foles catching that touchdown.
And Tom Brady. Look, let's just you can't even blow on Tom Brady without it being a 15-yard penalty. Just 15 yards, 10 yards, 5 yards.
Listen, I can't.
And they stripped the ball from they had just said there have been no sacks this game, and bam.
As much controversy there is behind Tom Brady, I'm not gonna take anything away from the Brady bunch, because they did play a great game. I'm not gonna lie, they played a hell of a game.
He stepped up second
Whether this
half,
rigged or not, the truth is they getting hit for real on every play.
Oh yeah,
you getting hit by some big dudes on every play.
First half hit. First half hit.
Cooks took that hit, and it knocked him out of the game.
Helmet. That was helmet to helmet.
That ain't fake. They can say what they want to. Yeah, go on that field. Go on the field with them men.
Listen,
that's why we watch football, because that's like the Titans. Like the gladiators back there. We come to you go to the Coliseum like the Romans did. Well, America's the same design, but it's NFL.
You don't
Those are the
gladiators
to
get a concussion.
Did you see
any type of sport to get a concussion? It's anything that make your brain move inside the cranium, bro.
Hitting
the ground, like your brain shifts, it moves.
Do you see that one move where me and Monk were watching the game, and the guy that was number 30, right?
You got hit in the chin?
No, but he caught the ball, and remember the commentator was like,
the ball, but he got hit so hard.
But he stayed on the ground, right?
Yeah, he stayed on the ground.
That's Cooks. He got knocked out of the game.
Concussion.
No, not him. Well, no? I'm bad with names, but I think it was number 30. He caught the balls and he caught the ball. And he caught it at the end zone. And the commentator said, that's out of bounds.
About the out of bounds, but his feet was in. They was deliberating about that third step, but his first 2 feet was already in.
That was Ertz.
Oh no, that was Clement. No, that was Clement.
That was made the catch.
30. That was Corey Clement.
Yeah,
that was
man.
The third string running
You
back.
start seeing a little BS.
That was the rookie.
Like, oh man,
yeah,
that's clearly a touchdown.
I heard a fight in the bar over that today. It was literally a fight with like 2 old. They was old as I don't know what, and like the other dude actually got mad at the other dude. He was like, with a couple of curse words. I don't give a F what you say. It's paid off. His foot was out of bounds. And to hear these 2 old men argue, it's like watching grumpy old men. He's like, F you, Charlie. The foot was in the bounds. I'm like, this really about to break up their friendship.
I watched all the video and all the highlights.
Sports will get you jacked up.
Let me tell you,
old men about to go at it.
The whole game was legitimately clean. It was good. It was a good game. Great game.
Had me nervous though, man. Them first 3 calls against the Eagles.
Yeah,
had me nervous.
And what happened was Brady did the same move.
I'm a Giants fan by default. I'm not a diehard like him. I'm a Giants fan by default because I got threatened. I got threatened into being a Giants fan by an actual
Most
Giant.
Eagle fans are die. You have to be diehard to be a real Eagle fan.
I got threatened into being a Giant. Because I bumped into Kareem McKenzie the wrong way. We was working out in the same gym.
Oh, yeah.
And I was actually talking smack.
He roots for the Eagles, but he likes the Giants.
I was talking
Shout
smack
out
about
to
the
my
Giants.
man, my dude on the show. He just got signed to the Giants. What's his name again? He was here. With Go, shout out to Go. He had the rap Olympics, and he came through. He just got young boy just got signed. He was on the paper and everything.
That's what's up. Yeah, shout out to Golden, man. Shout out to Golden,
man. So I expect to see that, man. Young boys is doing their thing. He from the town, Trenton, New Jersey. So look out for him. Look up his name right quick. It's just on the tip of my tongue. I just got.
He just got signed.
Just got signed. This was like last year or the end of 2016.
But it is.
Yeah,
that could be a lot of. Maybe a lot of.
And shout out to Malachi Richardson too. You know what I'm saying? He went to the
NBA.
NBA. You know what I mean? And he doing his thing. So
all I know is, man, I got threatened. I got threatened to be a Giant, man. You ever stare at a 6'7" dude, solid 300 pounds, and say that you stepped on his foot the wrong way? Bro, I'm whatever you are.
All right, kick him in the balls.
Nah, I don't think he had any. He just made it still. Nope.
I kick it.
Nah. Suppose he shift and it don't work, and I get his hamstring. He's just a pissed off big dude that's about to tie me into a pretzel. We're not about to have that.
I don't know. I feel you. I feel you coming from. I would have had a different approach.
But yeah, matter of fact, I had to show love, right? And it just so happens that we had established a real good friendship, and they wound up going to the Super Bowl twice.
That's what's
2008 and I believe 2012. And he took my camera, and I said you should take some. I was just joking around. I said you should take some pictures of the Super Bowl for me. And I had just got a camera. My mom had got it for me for Christmas, and he said, "Give me the camera." He said, "Give me the camera." And I gave him the camera, and he took it with him and gave me all type of pictures. Locker room, field, Manning, everybody. And my boss at my job that I'm at still to this day was a huge Giants fan. When I told him that I can get him pictures of the Super Bowl and autographs,
type of stuff.
he thought I was playing. No, you can't. He's like, you're lying, because I'm a jokester.
That's
and when I came in, with all of these, laid out all the pictures for him, and he hung them up. He hung them all up on his office. Then they wound up going back to the Super Bowl again, and I got him pictures again that year.
Oh, yeah?
All type of signatures and everything. Yeah. So of course I gotta rock out with the Giants.
I guess now I see how you get your paid days off.
I get away with murder.
He got a good job, man.
I get away with murder.
That's a good job to have. That ain't a job. That's just a lifestyle.
Matter of fact,
he drive a beer truck, y'all.
Listen,
the
way I got that job was based off of a football question. The way I got that job, I lied to you not. I started that job August 26, 2008. I got that job based off of a football question. I came into on everything. I came into a small room. It was tables, pretty much set up like this. 2 managers, Andy and Marty. So they was like, okay, we like your energy. We like your presentation. This is what's going to determine whether you work at this job. If I'm lying, I'm flying. This is what's going to determine whether you work at this job or not. Who's your favorite football team? And at the time, I said I rock with the Oakland Raiders. And they was like, you know what? We're going to hire you. Because one said, as long as you didn't say the Giants. And he said, as long as you didn't say the Jets. He was like, you're hired. Andy was a diehard Jets fan. Marty was a diehard Giants fan.
That go to show you, a lot of people can work hard towards nothing to where somebody could just get something and have the right conversation.
Yeah.
It ain't all about what you know is who you know.
It wasn't even like
and
about the
it ain't
skills
what
or
you say,
qualifications.
it's how you say
Just
it.
talking, having a good time. Yeah, having a good time with the
conversation.
managers.
Most of the big deals that go on, like even with the laws and stuff, this stuff is
They
being
happen
done
like
over
this.
lunch.
They happen like this.
Regular
They happen like
conversations.
this.
Yeah. You know, or cats is having like lunch or something, or on their golf course or something like that, and these major. Then they go front for everybody else to make it look official, but they made the decision on the golf course already. What was going to happen over a couple drinks or something. You know
Yo,
what I mean?
energy is key. Energy is everything, man. Like, yo, like when I walked in there, I'm talking like how we talking now. Yo, listen, we ain't got the biggest Eagles fan that I ever knew in my life. We got the 2 biggest Eagles fans.
Probably, right?
I just
probably
hate, I just hate that it's this much green in the room. I really hate that it's this much green in the room.
You're gonna have to adjust the camera, Ruben.
Yeah, why? Cause the Eagle wing spread too far over there.
Much love.
My man DK. I gotta take the headphones off and step around for this one. Hold on. I gotta step all the way around.
You all right?
Yeah, I think you got. Yeah, you got him. You got him.
I ain't never got up out of my seat. Nobody. You understand? Hey, listen. Out of all the shows that we done did, have I ever got up out of my seat if this show wasn't over?
You got up a couple times. You got up a couple times, but not doing live like this to come over. Yeah.
Doing live, man. So this is very rare.
Listen, we got a nice show going right here. We got the legendary Monk over here.
Yep.
You know, and we got one of the biggest Eagle fans right here.
Man, if y'all
basically almost coined the term Philly.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It's gonna be like a real good kind of like who's the biggest Eagles fan between you two, man. Because I mean, he cried and went viral, but you predicted it though. I mean, like,
I did.
You predicted it.
I did.
I
did predict it.
I
did for real.
I'm just hoping that your last prediction actually comes true, where you said the Eagles are gonna snatch up Kaepernick.
Well, my prediction was if one of them were to fall, or both of them were to fall simultaneously, you know, your best choice out there as a free agent would be Kaepernick. Yeah. I mean, yeah, Casey was better than him, you know, because look what he did with the Vikings. But Kaepernick was the better guy if these two were both hurt. Yeah. But I know you didn't think Foles can do it. You know,
let's talk about it.
Yeah, I had a little bit of doubt as far as like, I never questioned his abilities, you know what I mean? I just questioned the fact of where his mental state was and his career was, you know what I mean? And it was like, I didn't think he believed in himself, so that's why I didn't believe in him, you know what I mean?
Well, you were actually correct. I mean, right before I think he was with the Cardinals for a bit, and I think they cut him. And I think before he went to play for Andy Reid, he was about to retire.
Yeah, he was about to retire.
And you know, he had a little doubt because he failed. And you know, he at the end of the game, he did embrace his struggles. Say, you know what, you know, when you struggle, you learn to embrace them, and you learn, and you move on. You know, look where I'm at now. You know,
exactly.
I mean, nobody. Listen, as a second string backup right now, no, I can't be happier for the guy. He's the Super Bowl MVP. I always had faith in him. I knew it was a long shot.
Exactly.
But I knew if all four sides of the ball, and I said this last week, Billy, remember, all four sides of the ball played the game, and I mean, where it came down to the coaching, where it came down to the offense, the defense, and the special teams. I mean, everything clicked. It was. They took that same energy they took in the last previous games. Salud. You know, they took all that energy from the last previous games and they carried it over. It's hard to duplicate that 2 week off energy. You know.
Yes, sir.
And they didn't skip a beat. You know, I seen that they applied, you know, a lot of pressure on Tom Brady. I predicted if they collapsed the pocket, they were going to create turnovers. They were going to create commotion, and they were going to distract them. They did excellent. What was your take?
Oh, yeah, it was definitely an excellent game, man. It was one of the best Super Bowls
It was well played. It was on both sides of the ball. It was amazingly played. I mean, of course, there's always some controversy.
Exactly.
It's always on both sides. But I personally think
it was just the fact the Eagles won the Super Bowl. That's all.
They
made it. It wasn't like they made, like we said earlier. It wasn't like they made it to the playoff, got bumped off. They made it in and won.
They were officially the best this year.
You know what I mean?
Do y'all think like that this could go down as like one of the greatest Super Bowls in history?
Yeah, it had to be. I think
Absolutely.
So. It's not even my particular team, but you got to give it respect because they took a time where and it came right at a time. It's like even if they were using that as a distraction, that was a damn good one. Because after saying it was rigging this, I'm just saying some of them plays you can't rig all of that, and they getting hit for real. You getting hit for real. That's the whole thing.
Yeah, that cooks.
You on the sideline, but when you go on that field, I don't know how many times you can orchestrate that. You gonna practice getting hit at that velocity by these size dudes.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, all the way to those field goal kicks, man. Like hit the goal.
Oh, they be getting.
Like, you not getting paid off to get something that close.
It really don't look as much when we see the snap, especially on the field goal. Yeah. But they be banging each other up on the field. Like, damn, he really tried to hurt dude. Yeah. If you look like take your attention away from
that's
the
actually
kick.
true though.
You'd be like, oh man, he really tried to get over there.
That's true when I think about it. Yo.
Dudes be getting knocked over, and they're like, he got to go through that every play.
Yep.
So man, that's why they make the big bucks though.
I look like I saw a couple of punches on the ground. Like when Powell up was clear, I thought I saw like one or two.
There was trash talking. You can see a couple players, but they kept it classy. But going back all the way to the Chip Kelly era, you remember this?
Yes, sir.
He actually took Nick Foles and traded him.
Yep.
To the Rams, and the biggest loser right now must be Chip Kelly because he wasn't able to get that Super Bowl ring with them, and he traded the quarterback that won the Super Bowl. Not only that, but got the Super Bowl MVP.
Exactly.
And people don't know that Doug Peterson actually drafted Nick Foles.
Yep, love him.
So you can tell that the admiration that Doug Peterson has for this young guy. He sees him as a veteran backup starting quarterback. So the question is, what do you think now? The Eagles have a big problem. They have two starting quarterbacks and they have two starting backup quarterbacks.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? That is the greatest problem to have.
Exactly.
Behind the center, man.
Man, listen.
I honestly think that other teams are gonna start following that same blueprint.
Yeah.
I got a question. I got a question for Mr. Francois over there.
What's up?
Did you cry?
Yes, I did.
Listen, I'm not gonna lie. My friends were witnesses. I did cry.
Look, I can imagine that because I got some friends that's hardcore Eagles fans, and for every year you see they go through to get to a degree, and then you finally make it.
But every year is like we suck. Every year you get that. They throw that. Where's your ring? And finally. Yep. That shit ends.
I really feel like Mr. Francois' reaction after all of this had to be priceless. Do you understand me? Like, we seen this man go through emotion after emotion after emotion.
Listen,
played out right in front of us.
DK,
man,
you had me at Prince William, bro.
Listen,
I was
man.
like, no, you didn't.
You like like these emotions were definitely real, and you outcried on social media, and at the same time you was doing what you loved, which was having fun, doing comedy, like doing jokes, and to fuse the two together and just unfreaking knowingly
genius.
Spiral.
Yeah.
Genius.
Spiral. It was
crazy.
It was that that was no. You couldn't have found a better element. Those are both your elements right there. Like, you're talking sports. It's all centered around your team.
And you're commentating, but you're having a conversation with God. And you're just like, listen. And then then at the end of the video, he goes, "Get the camera out of my face."
Hey, listen.
Get the camera.
I feel like if anybody had the biggest year, man, it's definitely this guy right here. Like,
I appreciate
that. Was definitely
the biggest.
I even seen him. I think I seen him at Walmart, and he was just so trying to get out of the way. I was like, "Hey, what's up? Hey, what's up?" And he's just trying to get at it, he didn't want to be in there. And I was like, I felt like saying, yo, I know, I don't want to be in here too. You see the lines? But you must be busy because you were like.
Oh, man. Listen, busy is an understatement for me, man. Listen, I got 5 beautiful children, man. Work 2 jobs.
God bless.
Oh, it's crazy. But first and foremost, listen, this is how it is, man. The emotions was very raw. I got kind of upset when people said I was doing it for attention and putting teardrops in my ear, my eyes, faking it and all that. Nah, that was real, real emotions. You know what I mean?
Yo, listen, hey, listen, real talk, right? I don't know if I ever displayed this to you, one-on-one. We done had a lot of one-on-one moments, man. I mean, like hands-on. This is like one of the best men at my wedding right here. It's like one of the beneficiaries of my children, like if I pass away. You know what I'm saying? But I wanna say this now. I love you to death for that. You know what I'm saying?
Likewise.
Like I can't put it all inside one pot because I admire you for so many different things. But when you fuse all of that together, like I love and admire you for your comedy. I love and admire you for improvising and stuff. Like everything you did, bro. I love you to death for that.
Yeah, it was good.
Like for you to say that, like that's new to me to hear that. Like people said she was like doing it for attention, like for likes, whatever. That's new to me. Like to hear that.
Yeah.
All I could think was, look at my guy right here. You understand me? And what it had transformed into, which you didn't see that. Like
that's the thing. And it's like the first video. What it was is like what y'all was just saying. Like you know what I mean? Like every year.
I can relate to that.
We are so talented.
Yes,
we got so much potential. You know what I mean? You got to understand everything we've been through, and then to go to 4 NFC championships in a row.
Yeah.
And then one of them going to the Super Bowl in 04. And the carrot in your face, like, and then they snatch it. And then now you watching Carson Wentz in the season develop. I never gave up on my team. A lot of people misconstrued it. They like, oh, you gave up, you phony. No. I was devastated at what happened. Yeah. So leading up to yesterday.
You understood the chances.
Exactly. It was like, okay, we always stood a chance, but our odds went down when we lost our starting QB.
Let me help a lot of people get him. Let me help a lot of people get him. I will laugh my ass off when, like, through the season, he'll root for like this other team on purpose. Like,
superstition.
Like yes, man, because I told y'all like the Saints was going such and such. Me personally, I'm like, boy, shut up. Like everybody know you're a diehard Eagles fan, but like the way you did it, the way you do it, like he will rally around the whole other team that ain't even his, and like make it sound like so good. I'm like, yeah, man, because I told you like my Kansas City Chiefs was going such and such and such. And I get it. I really do get it, man. It's funny, like such a reverse psychology on like social media, man. It's like, yo, whoever don't get it, catch up. Like I don't know what else to tell you, man, but you got to catch up, man.
And it was funny because they was a lot of them believe that shit. So then in the game, they like, oh, I didn't know, LOL. But let me just say one thing. A lot of people are sleeping on, like, I don't know if they realize this shit. Yesterday we won the Super Bowl, right? But yo, we did more than win a Super Bowl.
Records.
Yo,
records.
You gotta tell me
don't know
if say like I give you a piece of paper and I say Tom Brady is going to have 0 interceptions, only be sacked 1 time, have 505 yards and 3 TDs. And everybody will bet in Vegas that New England wins. They defeated the odds yesterday. Congratulations to the Philadelphia Eagles, man. That shit was incredible, man.
Yo, history.
That shit
Yo, the only thing I can say about all of this, man, is free my boy Meek. I'm sorry, that ain't got nothing to do with nothing, man. But
no.
They had, I see they said this whole verse.
The dreams and what was it? The song Dreams and
that was live.
They wrote that was their theme song this season. That Meek Mill Dreams or something. I forget the name of the song.
Dream Chasers.
Meek Mill had him coming to the courthouse like he was Martin Luther King.
Yeah, Dreams and Nightmares.
Ain't that something?
Yeah, Dreams and Nightmares. That was it.
Yep. And,
like he was Malcolm X.
and like I just felt like all of that shit went. hand in hand. You know what I'm saying? But like, you know, Philly as a whole, you know, like, you know, they took this victory, and like, if it was any better people to celebrate, like to teach everybody across the nation how to celebrate.
Listen, I'm happy, but I'm still in shock. I'm still a little shocked.
Nobody celebrate, man. Like Philly was supposed to, man. Like then, like, you know, like this your first Super Bowl, man. That whole city green. Like Giants would have won. Yeah, you know, New York gonna do what they do. Dallas would have won. Yeah, you know, yo, we talking Philly, man. So it's surreal for everybody, man. All the way leading up to that parade on Thursday.
Yo,
you going?
You going? Yeah, I'm there.
I think
that's
I might
gonna
go.
Be sick. It's just like
I'm gonna try to go.
And I was hesitant on going, but I'm like, you know what? This is the first one.
Right.
On the second, third, fourth one,
you never get to.
But that's gonna bring a lot more money in the Philly too. Because these Super Bowl champs, you could put so much stuff on just off of that.
Exactly.
And then the players be accessible. They could do functions and stuff. So it's about to be crazy on the East Coast.
I'm gonna tell you now, man.
They don't drop no nukes or nothing. It's about to be crazy.
Hey, listen, right? If you ain't got no type of Eagles clothing, whatever, let me tell you, man, the price is definitely gonna hike up for you.
Yeah, I said that.
Shirt,
I said that. We were just in Philly a couple days ago.
I ain't seen my hoodie in a month.
I don't have.
Brianna got mine.
I definitely got to go get the new shirt, the champions. Yeah. I got it. I haven't had a chance. I was in Philly today, and I was at Children's Hospital for my daughter. She's getting her ear tubes put in. We're setting all that up.
Isabella, feel better.
And so, to get my mind off things, I was trying to find a store to buy the new shirt.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, I gotta get my shirt. I want to get my mind off this. And then when you get the news, oh, she needs another surgery to get her ear tubes in it. Oh, so not only I didn't get my shirt, but now she's got to get. So it was a long day, but Philly was still standing.
Yes.
All that crap that they burnt it down. No, please.
Yeah.
Philly is huge.
Listen, yo, for that many people,
it's not gonna burn
and
down.
It's only like you can only name 3 things. You can a Macy's, a Ritz awning to a hotel awning, and a car. Was it a Prius? Ain't nobody gonna miss that. It's like 500,000 people, only 3 incidences. Man, they did more damage than that in the march in Virginia with the little tikis and stuff.
Supposedly in New England, there was a couple riots, a couple of people hurt, people arrested.
They lost, man. When we talking about Philly, like, I mean, come on,
but
man.
See, they
yo, listen.
Everybody, if we win, if Philly, anything Philly wins, there's always gonna be a fire. Why? Why is it always us?
Exactly.
That was small.
And I'm pretty sure people looked at the statistics leading up to the Super Bowl. Okay, there's only but so much highlights you can see on both sides of the ball. Okay, and then so much commentating, so much videos. I looked at, and there was other cities that rioted after the Super Bowl. Both losing and both winning, and we were not even in the top 10.
Yeah, keep it real,
exactly,
man. Philly,
but we're bad. We're bad.
We're bad. That's all they look at. They magnify it.
Yeah, you can't let the media get that off, man. Yo,
hey,
for that many people,
and
only
I heard.
Like
listen to the Philly fan that ate horse shit. God bless you, because that wasn't me.
Wait. First off, rewind it back. Hey, hold on. I was half listening. Say that again.
Supposedly there was a Philly Eagle fan that ate horse shit. That wasn't me.
Man, I can't even watch stuff like that.
They crazy. I don't know what the hell you was on, bro.
I can't
Let's just hope it was one big brownie. Let's just hope it was a big brownie.
Yeah, right. Let's just enjoy the win. You don't have to do that extra stuff. Let's not let them label us like, hey, next year they'll be talking about, those are shit-eating riders.
Do you know who really had a good time for this Super Bowl win? That I got a good chuckle at. Rewind. It was Kevin Hart.
Oh, he's loving it.
Did you see? Listen.
Hey yo. Listen. I don't even want to put my ideas out there, but I'm telling you, that's something that I might do for fun, yo, because to reenact that shit was hilarious, man.
Yo.
He was little as hell to these big ass men that was 2 times his size, and he pointing like, no, bitch, I'm going up there. Big dude, like, you ain't going up there. Like, you're not going up there, sir. Like, I don't care who you is.
Tracks, man. Like, he like, I'm Kevin. Yo, you're not about to embarrass the Lombardi like that.
Exactly.
Then he went up and cursed at the commentary post. cursed. Hopefully he don't get no fine or nothing over that. But his response to all of that when he went on Instagram, man, and he was like, he justified it a little bit. You know, he started off by telling kids, you know, don't drink first and foremost. He got into his apology, man, but the end of that interview, but he was like, oh man, but F that. Like the Eagles won. Somewhere in that interview, somebody was like, why you ain't got no socks on? He was like, I ain't got no socks on because the Eagles won. He was like, we won the Super Bowl, which ain't have nothing to do with nothing. But I rewinded that, man. Because that's everybody's cousin. Like, that's everybody's uncle. Like, listen, it was so natural and so genuine. He like, look,
people were climbing light poles.
I messed up. I'm drunk. I know that wasn't the best decision to do, man, but I'm drunk and my Eagles won. Like, classic. Like, yo, like
because he's from Philly too.
Yeah, it's like you know, you don't really need to apologize, man.
I drank last night.
I love that to death, bro. I love that. That was my highlight.
I enjoyed it.
I ain't drink nothing.
There's a lot of Philly fans, man, that don't, you know, that's not even on the East Coast. A lot of people like the Eagles, man.
Man, yeah, did you hear
I've
that
been
stadium?
A lot of places, and I'm like, you know, you get a current record conversation with your team. Oh, I like the Eagles. I'm like, you way down. There's people down south that like the Eagles.
Yo, just that whole stadium that was an Eagles crowd, bro.
Yeah, it was an Eagles crowd.
Yeah, listen, like even if
saying,
it wasn't
like,
an Eagles crowd, they wasn't a Brady crowd.
Cause I was like, we had went to the car show out there, and I was like, you know, they had that ride that you get on, and it's like the real racing. You know, they had the 3 screens on it, and they got the hydraulics over there. So when we got there, like the ride was over, they were shutting it down, but I felt it was early. I thought he was doing it because I was black. So I said, man, I want to start some trouble. We should get him jumped. And Ruben came up with something. Ruben said, just say he's a Patriot fan. They had to come over here and get him. Patriot fan.
Ruben will get you beat up the smart way. Ruben will get you beat up. Ruben will get you beat up real smart. Like, see, like us, we'll be like, yo, we should go over there. I would have done that. Hey, nah, look, we be like, yo, we should go over there, knock his little drink down. Like, I hope he do jump back. Ruben will say something. Be like, we should tell him that he did such and such in all caps, then you know they'll think that he was hollering in his text message. Like, it's so smart, but it's stupid, and it'll work. It's smart, stupid, but it'll work. Yeah, just put all caps inside his text message, so that way when he sends it to him, the bosses are gonna think he was hollering at him. He's never gonna get the job, and it works.
I'm lost.
Smart petty. He's just smart petty.
Yeah, man. Don't forget what we were talking about earlier, man. We gotta spend at least 10 minutes on that.
Oh yes.
Before we got into the sports, you know.
Yeah.
I'm on the Freestyle Freak show. They just bust it open.
Yes. Me and Monk seen a I don't know if you've seen this post that he posted back. Was it yesterday?
Yeah.
That somebody called you derogatory word.
Just say it.
No.
You know.
I took they word out of the sky. It was used inside a comment, and it was used by a Caucasian man. And I ain't even pay attention to what everybody else was putting inside the comments. But if I could try to remember what I had said, it ain't gonna be word for word verbatim.
But you had got blocked or something for it.
I did.
Right.
I had to spend.
I hate that because they use that kind of
like 5 minutes.
That's why I fell off. I fell off because they be blocking me.
I said inside that comment, I said, I don't care how many black people you hang around. I don't care what set you claim. I don't care where you bang. And I'm going to infuse all that together. I'm going to tell you why. But I was like, in no way, shape, form, or fashion, you know, can you say that around the brothers that I build with or from the era that I'm from or the people that I grew up with? And I said, if you can't say it at the Million Man March, you can't say it at all. Don't say it behind closed or what you feel is behind closed doors, because social media, everybody gonna see it. So I snatched that word out the sky and I was like, come here. So let me tell you about this word really. So on top of that, the reason I said I don't care how many black people you hang with, what set you claim, or where you bang, because he was the gang lifestyle culture mentality. And you know what?
But that ain't
listen. What you're not gonna do is, first off, you ain't about to use that word. But what you're not going to do is also try to threaten me with that mentality. And also what you're not going to do is try to give me a history on it, because that history comes from me. Do you understand me? Like, if I break down a lot of like what these meanings mean inside gang culture, like with Crip being community revolution and progress, and blood, bread, and brotherly love, overriding oppression and destruction, like you're not going to make me relearn. You're not going to make me relearn myself. So it's like, that's not your shield. Please don't think that these dudes have your back when you encounter a brother like me. Because the last thing I'm going to let you do is hide behind some color and throw that name around, and these dudes give you a pass to shoot another black dude that's a rival set. Because they really just giving you the power to just kind of kill their own, because they don't see it until you run into a person like me. And guess what? And guess what? I got blocked and I got deleted off of a stat that wasn't even his. It was under a video. But the fact that I went under his thread, he had the power, and authority to do that. So I kind of had to run my ID to Facebook and all of that, prove who I was all over again. It's like that's how I proved that you like. You're not strong. Like, you're not who you say you
gotta
are.
Do stuff like that.
Like, you got money all in your stuff. You got guns, all this is that and the third. But the moment somebody throws some criticism at you, like, block and delete it. Holla at me. Holla at me.
Gangsters don't put that stuff on Facebook.
I'm
so
like,
you
yeah,
know
like,
something. We know you bullshit from the rip.
Listen, I'm ready to get into
don't
it.
do none of that.
I'm not on.
Real G's don't even got Facebook account.
I wasn't even going to tick for tack it. I wasn't even going to be like, oh, crack it this. I wasn't going to be like, back and forth. I wasn't going to do it controversial. At the end of the day, my man, I just wanted to talk to you. Like, I know that your people's got you amped up about this word, like whatever the case may be. You probably feel entitled that you could say it. All I want to do is give you a walk through my history right quick. By the end of that, like whether you still use this word or not, that's totally up to you. I don't recommend it that you do it around certain brothers in certain areas. I can only lead you to the word. I can't make you drink. But let me give you a brief history right quick. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's me. That's how I am. I done been in controversy with people who I just swore up and down was racist. Swore up and down they was racist. But then when I break down the meaning of Caucasian, from the Caucasus Mountains, Asian hemisphere in between Turkey and Russia, and break down Aryan, me and a lot of these dudes will actually have some super strong conversations and be cool. But like, let me send this dude a friend request. All right, they done sent me a friend request. Mind you, I got like now people like I done had people hit my inbox. Hey, like, you're my man that you friends with on Facebook. He racist. This, that, and the third. And I gotta defend him. Like, nah, he just misunderstood. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how some people felt about Hitler.
Well, he's I commented on that.
Yeah, that's why I spun it.
I commented on
that's what started.
Somebody said that I.
Now the information now is that
no.
Now, a lot of people. I want you to understand. So this conversation we having, you can't go on these other radio stations and have these conversations.
No.
Try it and do it. I bet you they shut you off.
Yeah.
Because
the way we talk about it,
we independent.
We just subtly throw it out there. We don't promote it, but we talk about it and we get real with it.
Yeah, because it ain't
we
just
need
about
something where you can really be out. We can hear some realness.
Nah, like we can debate. Like,
so it happened to be us, and we still number one in the whole state.
Yeah, like
Yep.
Bro, I was going to debate. I was like, I wasn't going to argue with my man. I ain't want no controversy. I mean, that's totally up to him. That's totally up to him. But I was like, I just want to give you a history, bro. I don't want to give you a history lesson.
But sometimes
let me tell you the meaning and the
significance.
Let me tell you the meaning and significance behind that word, and the trials and tribulations and the souls that got lost behind this word, man. That's like used so frivolously amongst the people of your kind. Let me tell you something about entitlement. Let me tell you something about, because I match wits with the best of them. People would be like, well, why are you talking slavery? Slavery was like so long ago. Okay, slavery might have been long ago, but a man like Emmett Till would have only been 77 years old today. That? Oh, no, I battle wits back and forth. You know what I'm saying? But like, I'll get that from one of them. Slavery was so long ago. But I'm like, okay, well, explain Emmett Till.
All right, well,
explain.
Let's explain. One of them should be, one of the explanations should be, you still benefit off of it. Are you willing, see the people that benefit off of it, are you willing to just give up all your stuff?
Real quick, since we're talking about benefits,
which is, it's fact.
I got I don't know
if you start falling out with all the real children of Israel and start dealing with all of that. Then all the artifacts that got stolen.
Hopefully by the time you drop that jewel, you kind of got an allegiance out of that. Instead of a standoff. It's like, okay,
you banging in the game.
That's what I wanted.
The college.
Those
are college on. I think the College of Georgia, the University of Georgia. It was owned back in the day by the Jesuits, and they owned slaves. And the college was this college was dying. And so in order for their them to pay these debts, they sold 275 slaves to different companies, and they were able to save the college. So now the descendants are saying,
What college was this?
I think the University of Georgia, something. It's a big university, Georgetown or something like that. Down south.
But even though the school might not be pinpoint accuracy, the story is probably actual fact.
Everything's 100%.
Of course. Like,
no, they're suing. They want
commerce.
Well, slavery was legal at one time, and it's still being practiced. See what's going on in legal.
Slavery still been at one time.
It was legal.
America, America not even a country; it's a corporation.
I mean,
we all product.
It's still kind of like that. Yeah, it's still kind of like that.
With a serial number, that's a barcode.
What you don't see here, what you don't see with the blatant is like, yo, we gonna sell this dude for this much. We do it on the auction type of thing, but that's like an event, something for entertainment, not like, oh, you really sold this person life over, like what's going on in Libya. You know what I'm saying? Or Israel, they push them out of Israel. You know what I'm saying? And these are all original African land, like, yo. So we seeing all this injustice going on, and you know, we got the sports, the politics, and everything involved. Sometimes you got to jump it all up to see what the real meaning is to get to the, because this year going to be crazy.
Yeah, this year's.
You better believe
it.
Look at the start already. It started off all crazy.
Listen, you got to watch for pushed agendas. You got to keep yourself grounded. Right. I don't care what you believe in, whether it's Christianity, whether you Muslim, whether you whatever. You need that GPS system to navigate your way through this world. To not, like, you got to come back to yourself. No matter what you go through or what you come back, you know, you have to come back to yourself, because there's so many different pushed agendas around you. Like when people be like, well, the game could have been fixed or this, that, and the third. If it was, that's the pushed agenda. Well, a lot of people starting to wear skinny jeans and mascara and dresses aside hip hop, pushed agenda. Okay, Disney trying to get their first, you know, gay scene or this, that, and the third, pushed agenda. Everything is a pushed agenda to see how the public is going to react to it.
And they slipping that microchip up in there too. You see that? But now you can put a chip in your arm to pay for the train, and you get to the club or your medical records. They slipping that up in there.
You can go to a cash register and just wave your cell phone. And you
mean, even the fact that you got the self-checkout lines now.
You are more important than what's everything that's around you. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't get sucked into the virtual reality, because everything could be like a virtual reality game. And like, I know y'all done seen the movies where they put their goggles on and somehow they get sucked into the game, and you know, they sacrifice. Like it's like you just
real now.
Yeah.
We got virtual reality. They like $10 now. You go to Walmart and you'll be off your phone.
Telling people, man, I tell them all the time, man, it's all about the person and the individual and your mental capacity, because in today's world, you can't even have a structured conversation. I gotta have a guarded, I gotta have a guarded conversation with you. And then it's like I tell people,
a guarded conversation,
for real, because you don't know how many people I talk to, especially women. You know what I mean? And I'll have a conversation with them, and they be like, "Yo, you bitching," or "You looking at it too deep," or whatever. And I tell them, "Nah, I'm just being the old-fashioned human. You're not used to that no more. You feel me? Like, I'm not just going to protect your feelings. I'm going to tell you at the end of the day, like, what's happening right now. Like, respect my time, or don't say this or don't say that. Or how are you going to tell me, for example, you get a female out here, we all go through the struggle. You know what I mean? And she resides with mommy or nana, right? She claims she trying to fix her credit to buy a house. Cool. But yet you meet John Doe and he lives with his mom or nana. And what do you say to him? Oh, I can't holler at you. You got to get your shit together first. Yo, wait a minute.
Facts.
Wait a minute. True. So you're trying to tell me, because I'm a man, I'm supposed to pull resources and income out of the thin air, and I got the same responsibilities as you in life, sweetheart? Like, my education level is the same as yours. Some people didn't go to college. Some people didn't do this. Some people got kids they actually fucking take care of. But then you're going to tell me, because we're in the same struggle, oh, you can't talk to me. I can't come over your house. We can't have sex because I need to get my shit together. but you're in the same boat.
Same situation.
And then you want to go on. Then you want to go on a date. You want to go on a date, and even if it ain't expensive, you could just say Applebee's, the movies. But your bank account is $3.06. So God forbid, I don't have enough money. How are you going to pick up the bill, or how are you going to help, or how are you going to ever return the favor if you don't have the money?
Now listen, it's different ways that you drop jewels. It's different ways, you know, to build here. And I'm telling you, like, he was dropping so much jewels. I almost wanted to say, Ruben, cut his mic off because he's giving way too much info, too many answers
I can
right now.
identify with that.
I went through the same thing he did.
Because I won't have it, man. Like, you know, me and my girl, we cool, but before that, it's like you still got to. A lot of women are not letting men be men, yo.
Exactly.
I mean, and then another thing on top of that is like, if you want to be a man, you gotta help that out. If you see when we talk about being woke is knowing that there's an agenda against the black family, period. You know what I'm saying? Just families, period. And it ain't even dealing with just the race on that particular matter. Like, that's like, you see it on TV. Nothing's about sitting having dinner together or none of that. Everything's separate. You're over there and over there, and everything is structured. Kick your kids out after they're 18. Kick your kids out. When you go to other countries, their kids stay there forever. That's how they have villages and have all this growth and companies. The world is being ran by families, but yet they're teaching us not to have family. It's cool, drink, smoke, do this all night, hang at the bar, leave the kid over there, the babysitter. You got the TV and babysitter and whoever else, family members raising the kid.
They don't want
so when we see this,
family to rise up against them.
So when the baby see this, and this is not restricted just to black people. This is children, white, black, whatever. When you see that, because it's like we deal with children. So when we deal with children, it's like kind of all that goes out the window a little bit because they're the future and it's like a clean slate. Whatever, you know, they're a sponsor, you know, they can, you get a proper knowledge yourself, even on whether the negative aspects, they can take it and make something beautiful out of it. You know what I'm saying? We be seeing that.
To carry the legacy further. That's why the kids are the legacy. And like, that's why they future, because you want them to be greater than you. It's like, okay, if I was the 1992 Cadillac, whatever, I want you to be the hybrid. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because my generation only got 20 miles per gallon. I need you to get 60 miles per gallon out of this life. Like, come and get everything
100 miles per
that
gallon.
You came for.
And that's
why that's important. That's why that's important. It's like when you're having these conversations and people like you know, like hear this call, this is set in the third. It's like they almost kind of run away from the truth. And just like, you know, how you said, you was like, look, I'm just an old school person trying to keep the old school values. This is that and the third. That's something to come back to. Like, that's what keep you grounded. Because when the world is all moving around you and this is set in the third, you got what it takes to make sense out of it. Like, sometimes it ain't you. The one that's tripping in, like this set in the third, is everything else that's around you. Like, once you in order, everything else fall into place. And then people get it. People,
today on my way to Philly, I was getting on, you know, the turn to take Route 1, coming, you know, the highway to get to Philly. I was stopped by this, you know, Middle Eastern guy. He said, "Listen, I don't have gas. I don't have the money. Can you?" He tried to sell me some gold, and I said, "No, we don't want your gold." You know, but I was like, "Screw that! I'm taking this gold anyway." But then I said, "You know what? Nah, you know what?" Me and my wife looked at each other, and said, "You know what? Here, here's $5." He wanted more. I said, "Listen, I'm giving you $5. You take it or leave it." I said, "I'm giving you $5. That should get you a little bit to where you need to be." And so my daughter seen that. She was in the car. We came home. I pulled out my mail. I said, "I'm going to teach you why it's important to be nice to others, because you don't know how it'll come back to you." I said, "You see that $5 that I gave to that guy?" I said, I opened up the mail. I said, "Here, I got the $5 back." Lesson learned. She learned right in front of me. I gave that $5 to somebody in need. And just because I gave somebody in need, I got that $5 back. So, yeah,
and you felt that.
Yeah,
listen.
And I was
love.
You know, those values. That's how you start values.
Man. I'm telling you, listen. Love is an energy. Love is a force. Like love can be felt.
My wife and my daughter looked at me like, listen, "Are you serious?"
We was talking about those. Polarities and even reverse polarities before the show had started. You know what I'm saying? Like, see how that worked out, and it was just like you felt like the embrace of the universe through that. You gave 5, you got a 5. I seen that on an aspect when I was talking about my recovery days. When I said, I remember driving down Perry Street, right? On 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. and looking down the alleyway and seeing somebody walk
We were just
down
talking
the
about that.
alleyway.
Yeah, we were just talking about
and
that.
I'm thinking to myself, who would be walking down the alleyway off Perry Street 2, 3 o'clock in the morning? You fast forward 3, 4, probably 5 years later, I'm walking down the alleyway in Perry Street 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, you know, on my mission, whatever, and see a car riding down basically like the same road that I was riding down, wondering now who would be up at this time of night riding down the street. Like, I'm pretty much looking at myself.
Yourself. Yeah, that's
and I'm looking at the reverse
crazy
polarity
picture, right?
of everything.
It's crazy, and like you
it's
said,
a real life deja vu.
Yeah, it's like people like it's too many. How can I put it, man? It's too many people out there that start to learn about the reaping the reward.
Too many wise minds.
Yeah, and they start looking for reward. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to do something for someone just so I could say, all right, because I want this blessing back. You know what I mean? Like, you got to do it to be genuine and be wise enough not to be used.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
When that blessing comes, you like,
Exactly.
you got to be surprised.
Exactly.
Don't be like, well, I gave so much to everybody, ain't nothing coming back to me.
And I can relate to that because me giving that $5, I'm thinking, did this dude just take me for $5?
Exactly.
Or am I doing the right thing?
When you came
but in my heart,
$5, you said, look at that.
Exactly.
It was a surprise.
It was
like,
a
oh
surprise.
my goodness.
Because you know, God said he you know, he can come in different ways.
Yo, and then
you know,
it's like, man, it's man, you gotta just live for the love, man.
Yeah.
A lot of people too, when it comes to the human thing that we going through right now, a lot of people go into situations, and this is why a lot of us, I think, can't find love and can't find marriage and stability and all that. They go on with too many rules. My thing is, we all been through something. We all got experience. Back in the day, we fell in love with our first love by mistake. You get what I'm saying? Now everybody got all these rules. Oh, you got to take me on a date first. Oh, we can't have sex till day 105. Or we can't do this. We can't do that. It's like there's
many
rules.
There's
too many.
They got all these books.
There's too many obstacles and standards.
All these books and stuff.
Let it happen.
They got a whole. They got relationship legislation.
Let it happen. And I'm gonna tell you the last thing I'm battling with life right now that's very dear to my heart is the new wave that social media created. It has affected our children so drastically that it's hard as hell if you're not a strong person to be a parent. I don't give a fuck how great of a parent you are, how weak of a parent you are. We're all going through the same thing because this new generation, I want to say 18-ish and down, you know what I mean, maybe a little older, yo, their brain is fucked up, man. Their brain, I'm sorry, I don't know if I curse or not, but their brain is demagnetized, man. Like, they really think that, they have a hard life. Like, I'm stressed out.
I didn't have no TV. I didn't have
no. Did you see the video? Did you see the video where the parents bought the girl a car? They bought her a car. It was a Lincoln or something. The car was decent, but she didn't want the car. She had all this attitude. And the first thing I thought about was, at least they got you something. Like, how you just go like
my oldest daughter and son, 18, 15. They basically have two of everything because they parents love them, right? So the mom got her thing going in her lane. I got my thing going in my lane. They have a room at their mom house. They have a room at their dad house. TVs, phones, video consoles, sneakers out the wazoo. Like, you go into their room, man, it's like a sneaker store. Boots, all this, and you trying to tell me you angry because I'm interrupting your life speed. All I'm saying is wash the dishes. Hey. You're so aggy, Dad. Hey. Move around, Dad. What?
Aggy.
What? Oh, man. I'm glad I can get that off my chest, man. Real, man.
Listen, you can. We want to
Hey, yo, bro.
Get it out there.
You really
good.
You really, and then you start thinking about jail time as a parent. Yo, that's my thing. And yo, I know this might sound crazy what I'm about to say, but I'm gonna share it. I really be fearful that one day I'm gonna piss my 15-year-old daughter off so bad that she might, because I think negative all the time, that she might press fake charges. Real talk, like that's the new thing though with them. That's the new thing.
Get the new phone.
No, that's the new thing.
That ain't nothing to be.
All they gotta do is say,
but he right
"Dad
though.
hit me, Dad touched me, Dad raped me,
anything, and it's over.
Dad anything. And they're not going to hear you until your day in court, which is going to be 2 years later after I got a boyfriend.
And that's
you know what I mean? In jail.
You got to think like
well,
that,
life.
though, man.
I swear to God,
I don't
bro.
know. I know you from the town, but I don't know if you remember D Magic. Donnell.
Probably
Did
by
the
physics.
music. Yeah, he used to do music. He passed away, but the same thing happened to him. He was dating this girl, and he used to take the kids out to amusement parks. He did that with all of us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The little boy was being molested by his older brother, but the mother didn't want nobody to know, so they blamed it on him.
See?
But before he found out, he had been locked up. They done tried to kill him, everything. And then after it was, and they put in the paper, it wasn't him. But people want to believe what they want to believe because
Exactly.
now, after the initial thing, you just went off.
Yeah, the seed is planted.
You know,
Because it's easy to just say, okay, bitch, it was you. Like, and once they see it, once you know how they say you see something, you can't unsee it. They saw your name in that paper that said you was a pedophile.
Yep.
So forever, if 100 people see it, there's gonna be at least one person that's never gonna let it go, and they're gonna spread that cancer to other people that never been in your circle that don't know, and they're gonna always judge you for that. They're gonna be like, nah, he's a child pedophile and this, that, and the third. Man, it's crazy. Negativity overrides everything, man. Everything.
it seemed like they try to make it cool to be negative. Like it's cool to.
Well, that's what the music.
Look at our
like the music, like
man.
the generations, like there's good shows, about God don't succeed on TV.
Peep this.
How about Lucifer?
Peep this.
That succeeds.
Peep this.
Right.
Peep
They
this.
want negative.
You see what they do with that character though? They make him so like nonchalant, like it's
Listen,
cool.
it's good to be him.
Cool. Yeah.
Listen.
But you notice though,
Yeah.
it's always when he said negativity is always it always gets fed and it's always popular.
Thing
and
is,
good.
Thing is,
Nobody
right?
wants to read anything good
Listen,
anymore.
Thing is, right? It's reverse polarities. Nothing going on today is no different than what it is back inside the day because there's nothing new under the sun. The same way our grandparents had to kind of explain to their parents who James Brown was, hip hop, they were like, what's all this? Hip hop. We gotta explain hip to the hip and the hip and hop of the hip.
We gotta explain Wu-Tang. We gotta explain Wu-Tang to them now.
To a point where we never thought we would have to get into a technical one like that.
Now look, what's the difference from now to the
Remember Knight
Tower
Rider?
of Babel? What's the difference from now to the Tower of
We gonna
Babel?
get into
We actually,
Do it at the
After you
at
say
the
what you
convention center because I wanted you to finish your thought.
I'm
But
sorry,
at the
Billy.
convention
You just
center.
caught me on thought.
Yeah, at the convention center, the Knight Rider was there, the Scooby Doo was there, and the Torino that I think Clint Eastwood used to use that car. Now we had older people. I'm 43, so people like 50 and 60. Knight Rider was a popular show. For mad people walked past and didn't know where that car was. I heard a lady say, "Ain't that from the Fast and Furious?" I'm like, "Nigga, you get
That's
what
kid.
the hell?
That's
What the
kid.
hell? How you not know though?
Listen,
Yo,
it's a modern day,
and it still come on TV.
It's a modern day Tower of Babel, right? And that's why I say it's real important not to lose yourself in translation.
Social media is the Tower of Babel
The
right
only
now.
thing that's happening right now,
You can translate everything
The
into
only thing
one
that's
word.
happening right now,
I
it's
think
like
it's all how
listen,
you use
if we lose translation with one another and like our fellow brothers, whatever, we lose contact with ourselves. All it takes is just time, effort, and just do the knowledge of stuff, explain stuff. My niece asked me, this is a true story. She said, what was the name of those big black CDs that you guys used to listen to back in the day?
Oh, the vinyls.
I said, it's called a record.
The records.
So yeah, we still have records
He
to
said
this
the big
day.
black CD.
That's all. That's all.
Yeah, then you had to explain it.
But at the same time, we dealing with the technology age, but you will come across the dumbest question ever.
Yeah.
You just have to find yourself book smart, street smart, all of that stuff, but would say a question that just set her 15 years back. Like, oh my God, I had so much faith in you. Like, you made honor roll. You went to Steiner. Did you just ask me what was the name of a big black CD? Like, so you got to find yourself inside all of this stuff. You got to have patience with life. You got to have patience with society, man. But it all starts with doing the knowledge of everything. Accumulate as much knowledge as you can because,
That's
I mean,
what I
hey,
do.
look, wasn't it books that were back in the day that would tell you that it wouldn't be no more books?
Well,
You
it's
know what I'm
like I
saying?
said about the
They-
social media,
that's
man.
exactly what they
I
did.
used that to get this off the
When
ground, man.
they burnt down the The Library of Alexandria.
It was books. It was a
Watch
book.
the Book of Eli.
It was a book back in the day. It was a
All
real.
those books
It was a
moved
real
to
book.
Northern
It was a
England.
real book back in the day. They made us read it in like the 4th or 5th grade, where they got rid of all of the books like in society. Like that was the whole agenda. The whole agenda was like to burn the books, but I never got the concept of it. I never got the concept of like why did they want to burn all the books? And this is like 4th or 5th grade. You know what I'm saying? So it's like stuff like that still got a chance to like happen. You know, to this day. You know what I'm saying? Like. Informal stuff to us that we hold near and dear, like whether it come in the form of heirlooms, whether it come in like in the form of like stuff that we read or like that we saw that we utilize, somebody take for granted or like don't know nothing about. You know what I'm saying? Like just because like you've never read the Bible or read the Quran, don't shun it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not reading nothing that's inside that crazy book, man. And them people saying this is that the third of fairy tale. Well, what can you tell me about it? I don't know nothing about it. Give it a chance. Like that that'll be society's problem. A bunch of I don't care to learn about it.
Right.
Where would we go from there? Like where would we go from there with a whole bunch of I don't care to learn?
I want to clear this up too. We got to clear this up too. The 5% nation of the gods of earth, it is different. It's not the same as what you see the Shiites do or the Sunni. It's different. Our lessons come from Clans 13X, Elijah Muhammad's son. And that teaches that the black man and woman is God. That's what it teaches. We deal with the mathematics, the sun, moon, and star. Allah mean arm, leg, arm, head. It's not a mystery God.
Hold on.
Islam mean ourself, Lord and Master, not all that other stuff.
In a nutshell, in order without going through all in detail and everything, I will tell you that being a member of that nation myself, you have to have a lot of information on memory. That's why I say books and education and everything is so important. 120 is almost like, you know, you want to say like half the size of the Bible. And like in order to just get in there, you have to memorize all of that word for word, verbatim. Like how much, if you think inside your mind.
You also got to understand what the words mean.
It's like, all right, now, how much inside your mind, inside the average person's mind, just do you have memorized? You can go through a couple of phone numbers. You can go through a lot of people's names. You can go through some Facebook names. This is that and the third.
Like I know my degrees.
But yeah, as far as your degrees, all of that has to be on memory cap. So in a nutshell, like people like want to know this is that and the third about like that about me. Just know like I have a lot of information in my mind, and sometimes like when I go through hardships, like whether it's at work or like this is that and the third. I will actually say to myself, okay, there's a difference between that being a lot on my mind, but I'm the reason that I have a lot in my mind. You understand me? I'm gonna break that down for you again. I go through struggles, whatever, and be like, okay, all of that is the reason I have a lot on my mind. But when I utilize that, and I go back to that GPS that I keep talking about, to go back to yourself, to find yourself in life, that I am the reason I have more than that in my mind. That's what makes you greater than any struggle, setback, or obstacle that you could ever encounter. That gives way to, if at first you don't succeed, try again. Like, you could always mess up and restart over again because you're that comfortable within yourself. I'm telling you, I practice that. I say it one more time. There's a difference between what's on your mind to compare to what's in your mind. Now, what's in there? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you putting in there? That's why I say that's important that we don't raise that generation of.
When I commented on your other post about the Hitler thing, and immediately the guy goes, YouTube videos. I was like, wait a minute.
Automatically,
I was like, automatically, you can't assume that somebody's jumping on YouTube. Listen, I do more than just YouTube research.
Like you did.
Man, I mean, people use that. But as soon as a person say that, they must not really did the research on YouTube.
That's what
YouTube. That person probably don't even, because if they don't know, YouTube is like an encyclopedia of a whole bunch of stuff. If you use YouTube the right way,
oh my God, it's insane.
That's right. Yeah. I mean, as a grown man, you should be able to decipher the BS from the real stuff.
That's why you gotta have patience. You gotta have patience,
man. If you notice in my paying attentions and my studies on myself to make me better, to understand the world better, I look at it like most people that jump out there and contest, they're very uneducated. Like,
Absolutely.
They go
the
for
first
the
person that
simple
just
thing.
jump out there and say something, you just want some attention
that's
because you
all.
might have learned a
That's
word
all.
today,
That's
so
all.
you want to show off.
That's
But
all.
then you in the room with
And then when
somebody,
you
you in the
start
room with a
talking back
lyrical
to 'em,
master that you about to get blasted in front of everybody.
Yo, I take it as
They
a
lack
game.
humbleness.
I laugh,
They
man.
lack-
Like,
That's what I
really
what-
turned
I
it
was
into a
like,
game.
Like humbleness.
Yeah.
That's why I said.
Sometimes you gotta laugh it off.
Patience. Yeah, because mind
Because you can mess your day up, yo. You be mad.
mind you, like you said, that was on my stat. That N-word thing, that was also on my stat. One thing that I will have for all of that is patience. I could watch people who I love near and dear. I don't want to see these two going at it. Dang, I got much respect for him. I got much respect for him, but they're having this huge debate. But like me personally, I'm like, I would have the patience with it to connect with each person. Let's get down to each point of view here. You know what I'm saying? Like,
great show, huh?
hey, listen,
great show tonight, guys. Insane show.
It really was, man.
We do this. We do this. We don't try to, you know, outdo every show. This year we have been doing that.
I mean, we gotta turn it up this year anyway, man.
Yeah, we have to.
Me and Rube turn it up for y'all. We the bosses, man. So we gonna make y'all. We trying to get it to the point where y'all getting paid. Yeah,
hey, no, hold on. If I could keep it all the way,
like,
if I keep it all the way, as far as stepping it up for shows in 2000, like I said, in 2018, that's inevitable. I feel like, man, like once we got that man over there, that added on like one of the biggest shows right there.
In the
like,
station,
for me, like for me,
definitely a pleasure to have you, man.
Likewise.
Like
It's
to
a
having
blessing.
Juice, to having like a whole host of others on there, man. It was a huge feat, man, to get Mr. Fresh Fire on here, man. You know, work permitting, weather permitting, all of that.
Yeah,
You know, the guy made it.
We had
him.
We had you on like maybe a year ago, right?
Now you got over the phone. You guys had me scheduled a couple times.
We never
I never could make it physically.
His work schedule was crazy.
Yeah.
And that's why I
So
said,
it's
like,
finally good to have you
This
on.
is like one of
Yes.
the biggest shows, man, because it's like both of y'all diehard Eagles fans. Eagles just won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
We got this guy in, man. You know, work schedule, you know, wound up having, it happened to be a brief window in there. And it was just like, okay, cool. It's one of the
that's the
biggest
crazy
shows.
thing,
Like,
too.
once we start going back and forth with text, like, yo, you know, the show, he like, all right, cool. You know, this is that and the third. I'm like, that's it.
Exactly.
That's
And
it
it was
right
like,
there.
Man, look, we
it's
got
crazy,
a lot of
man.
stuff going on brewing this year. One of the things is shout out to Jim McCann. We're gonna be doing some stuff at his gym. So we could definitely put some bouts together. Cats got beef. Let's make some money off of people. We do our
Say that.
You know what I'm saying?
That's how to do it.
Other things too. I'm thinking about.
By the way,
I'm thinking about rap battles.
Did you hear
for the locals? 'Cause you got
real
the
quick,
ring
real quick, since
and
we're
stuff.
talking about boxing and stuff?
Yeah.
I don't know if y'all
MMA,
heard.
all of that.
I don't know if y'all heard because the UFC. Is this real? I heard Conor McGregor and Floyd are
About to
going.
step inside the octagon.
I don't
Is
think
that
Floyd
real?
should do that. I
Floyd
seen
going to
something
octagon?
about that.
Did you see him stepping?
Is that
I
real?
think
Is that
they
really
just
gonna happen?
The
Did you
rumor
see him?
is-
Shannon
Yeah.
Sharp. Shannon Sharp was talking about it, and they had.
He's gonna get his ass whooped.
Like I
Watch
don't
him
think
out.
that's a good because
Watch him out.
one thing, but one thing
Gonna
he
end his
did say.
career.
No. One thing because Mayweather got to take this serious.
I love
He
both of them.
and Shannon Sharp did say this. He ain't never kicked nobody, man. It's
No.
different. Like boxing's good, but once you dealing with the weight of the legs and the person that can use your legs like the arms, and they use that more. I mean, boxing's great, but I'm saying, I'm saying though, I'd have fought too. You know what I mean? If I'm kicking you in your shin and you're not expecting it, you're not training for that. You ain't trained for that.
He got to train.
But this is what I'm saying. It
gotta
take
train
time.
for something
Training
to
take
just
time.
climb all over
I'm
him.
telling
Like an alien,
this is
I don't wanna talk
because
about
now
that.
we taking to the math. I don't think he gonna do that. He probably
boy.
just play with the idea, but I don't think he
Rude
would actually do that. If he do, if he fight Conor McGregor again and that, he probably can get Conor because he beat him in the boxing match.
Man, point
So he
blank,
might be
it's
able
gonna be
to
a $600
deal with some of the
million fight.
feet, but somebody else? No, don't do it.
No.
Don't do it, Mayweather.
Ronda Rousey.
Stay in
trying
your
to get him
lane.
in.
That's
Ronda
Stay in
Rousey
your
was
lane,
we
bro.
come out of retirement
Because
just to kick
I'm
that ass.
talking about that choking and all that. See, he don't do that.
How much y'all think that
the
fight
ref,
gonna
the
generate?
ref coming to break. That didn't generate
About the
something.
same. About the
But the
same.
ref coming to break you up. It's like, y'all tie up. And this, no, you tie up. He trying to choke you out
it is.
now.
Let alone-
You see what happened?
Money for both of them.
You see what happened? And rest in peace to my man, Kimbo Slice. You see what happened to him, and the person that did it to him was least likely. We thought he was gonna go mash dude out. No, he came in. So you gotta it make you that fight that type of martial arts make you give respect. Because I learned that people that can really fight don't start trouble.
I didn't think he felt
That's
pain.
one thing I learned.
Thanks, man.
That's a
When
smart
they
thing to
know,
do.
and it's like when you got somebody like Royce Gracie. I don't know if y'all. Royce Gracie was one of the first ones.
Shout out to the Gracies.
And
Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu pioneers.
with the UFC and all of that stuff. And I've seen him fight people like Keith Hackney, Shamrock, all of them. Those were hard fights.
Yeah.
Where you had to have, and he was the smaller guy
Chuck
where you
Liddell
just
was
had to
my
have
dude.
patience. And after the fight and everything, you go. You wrap him up like a python.
Yeah, that's it.
That's
That's
thing.
it.
You got that
Bruh,
leg around
do
you.
you
now
know how
got, like,
fast that
got
tap
you-
out is? When you already out of breath and they go for that choke, instant tap, bro.
Yeah.
I was a huge UFC fan.
Yeah,
back.
it's
I had to
like that in the
convince my
streets
mom.
too.
I remember
It's like
convincing
that in
my
the
mom,
street.
right?
You get that gun from if a cat able to get that gun from you, and your cats that like to pull your gun out all the time. Beware, it's a lot of cats walking out there that would disarm you and have you prinked
Hey,
up.
nah,
like,
listen. I'm gonna keep it real. A lot of them dudes with guns can't fight.
that's why they got them. That's what they there for. You know.
I just want to put that little tidbit out there, but I remember
Look,
explaining
I'm
to my
from
mom.
Trenton. I'm Trenton to death.
Listen,
He Trenton
I was
to death. I
trying
be
to- I was
seeing him.
trying to
I be
explain
seeing him
to
walk
my
around
mom
like
that
regular
Trenton in the
dude.
building.
Dude, I didn't even really know he was like until you know. It says like, oh, that's my man. He DK.
Yeah.
Okay, and then you know what I'm saying it, but it's like when you see a person walking regular like everybody else.
Yeah.
No flashy stuff, but when we come out, and I was like, I'll do the same thing. You'll catch me walking downtown doing something, but we Trenton to death from the bad, the negative, and to everything, because it was, I experienced a time where it was the place to be. Everybody wanted to be here. That's why you got so many
man.
people. So that
Sounds
mentality
bad.
is like carried on into stuff like this. Now we in Hamilton. I want y'all to realize this is historical for anybody of color to be out here. Because when I first got on, they was pulling me over like 7 times in 1 week. Ask Ruben. They wanted to know, man, who is this nigga? You know, only one out here.
They whipped up.
This
on
is
us,
before Amazon
in
came
the
out.
parking lot.
Amazon wasn't even
Hey,
out
nah,
here yet.
The cops came in the parking lot. We was all back there congregated. The show had just ended. And,
Deep, we're deep. We had diverse out there.
Snacks was out there.
We had
Comedians,
diverse.
Snacks, all of them. We had the female comedians, everybody.
No,
And-
we
and
just
all
had
they
we
saw
had
was us
comedians. That was we had
congregated.
comedians.
Yeah, all they saw was us talking and chatting and stuff. They whipped up on us. Ruben had to come out and be the spokesperson, like Jerry Heller from
because they're not
NWA.
used
He
to
was
that
like, wait
type
a
of
minute, why you got
crowd.
all our guys on the ground? No, they were the radio station upstairs.
Yeah, and
You know
they're
what I'm
not
saying?
used
So
to
Ruben
seeing
came
that,
out, said
that kind
something to 'em,
of.
and
But
they
the thing
kept
is,
it
they got stock. Cause we've been paying them. You know, we've been paying them. We do fundraisers for them, so they should, you know,
yeah.
they're
Car
used to
shows,
this
all of
same,
that
you know,
stuff.
but a lot of times, that's right. We at the car show.
Yeah.
Like,
They
we're
know
gonna
this
do
building
some
now.
more.
Like
I got
now
some
they know this. Like they know this building. Like they know the faces now.
Now,
But
now,
starting off, we got ran down on too,
Yeah.
right in the parking lot. That's
yeah,
what the building
yeah,
was back
and that
there.
back there, and that's when we had a weed man with us. Man,
man.
Ed
They was
Grimes,
all on y'all.
Grimes,
They was all
he was
on
all because he went and smoked the weed in the police station, and they know he had to stick in. I was like, we right around the corner. I was like,
No.
I'm like, oh man.
This
So it was
man-
like we like that they had a show, but it's like the type of heat it bring on everybody else because it wasn't just them, it's other people that come here, and the police are used that they could be just assholes for the day and be like, you know what? Who the fuck you think you are gonna come in here and do that? And we lock people up every day for this.
Hey, yo.
Okay, we gonna fuck with you.
Nah, listen,
Yeah.
listen. We had all comedians. Like, do you know how hard that was to try to keep everybody in line? Snacks sending shots, Carmen sending shots, Brandy. We had it was an all female lineup. And you know one thing about black women, she has
They
no
gonna-
filter,
there ain't no
no
filter.
filter on.
Not
this.
even with police.
And I just knew Snacks was gonna get
Yeah, they
arrested.
care.
I just knew she was about to. I'm like, yo,
Listen,
she
listen.
got one more thing to say. We all going down.
Billy, real quick, shout outs.
Shout out to DK. That's first and foremost, man. Shout out to
Appreciate
Hamilton
it.
Radio, man. Shout out to Monk, man. Monk holds it down. Do you understand me? I'll be tuning in the Monk show. Shout out to the host Ralph, man. Also got
sir.
Channel 3. Shout out to Rude Boy working the boards. DK, yo, before you even forget, man, don't forget your promotions for your event that you got coming up, because I know you'll mess around and forget.
Yeah, you already know. I appreciate that, man. This
Word,
Friday, we rocking out Bunk's Tavern.
Yep.
We're doing a little bit for the singles, man, for Valentine's Day, pre-Valentine's Day. Couples mostly invited. Y'all invited as well. Bunk's Tavern, 2031, Route 130, Burlington, New Jersey, always 610. My phone number 609-977-1883. You know what I mean? Birthday reservations and all that, man. February 9th, rock out with us, man. 10 p.m.
Oh, yeah, and Billy the Kid, Wild Wild West is coming back, man. We trying to book that, man, for March 29th. I'm actually
I heard.
I'm
You better
getting
at the
inboxed. I'm
chance.
getting inboxed by Axe right now. I just got
Yeah,
an
that
inbox.
jumped off,
Shout out
man.
to Waldine. She's down. She sent me a picture, man, so she's already down to rock out with it, man. So
I remember he first started doing that, man.
Shout
and
outs.
It just it took
Shout outs,
off.
Monk.
It took off.
Monk, shout outs, Monk. Any shout outs?
Shout out to everybody, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my Earth dude. She back in the hospital. She probably can't hear this, but somebody tell her.
Feel better.
Feel better. You know the family. You know, man. All my dudes out there know what it is, man. My biggest thing is we came to another level where people thought that it wasn't going to happen. A lot of times we didn't know it was going to happen, and just being sincere to something that you like to do, and other people come and help, and you never know where your help come from. So we don't want to do stuff to block your blessings, even if you is telling the truth, like we say, black man, God, all that. But that's still the human family, everybody involved. So it's like, sometimes, like I see what you're saying, you got to be able to explain it to the point where it's inclusive to a degree,
exactly.
but still deal with the fact that, we looking for justice. Because when you say, oh, you should be doing this, well, you looking at a person that's they got messed over so much that mentally, this stuff carries through generations of slavery and all that. Yeah. And you got people just coming out of that. Just because you were born in this day and time don't make it go away, because with the new programming, that's like, okay, you got an old stick cheese steak.
Yeah,
oh man, you gotta
shout outs. We gotta do the shout outs. Monk is about to take you to the cosmos.
Yeah, man, that's what I do, man. You can't just tell one thing without the other, but my shout outs, man. I'm here, I'm just saying, man, you got to get deep sometime, man.
Listen, shout outs to everybody as a part of my life. Shout out to my wife, my daughter. Shout out to Hamilton Radio. Shout out to Mr. Ruben, to Monk, Mr. DK, taking time out of your busy schedule.
Appreciate it.
Shout out to you, brother. Always. Listen, shout out to the Eagles. Shout out to my Eagles. We won.
Yeah.
We won. I predicted it.
You did.
I knew it was a long shot, but listen,
you predicted it. He had the strongest faith, man. I feel like, win
or lose, I was gonna be happy. I was gonna be okay with it.
Hey, listen, man. The support don't get stronger than y'all two.
Getting that ring was just, listen.
It don't get no stronger than y'all two, bro. You came in here with Eagles on every single day,
right? Since the beginning of the season.
My man right here went on social media and cried.
Listen, I cried too. I cried too.
Yeah, but he got an outpour like 3 million viewers and some. I'm
gonna tell y'all like this right now. They always say things are trends and whatever, and they always saying how stuff are rigged. I feel as though the NFL is about to give the Philadelphia Eagles a dynasty. I'm just going to say it.
I don't want to jinx that, but I'll let him say it.
Claim it. Because I felt.
But I think we're definitely gonna be contenders again next year.
Oh,
this team is not changing. I think they're gonna duplicate what they did this year.
Yeah, and the best thing for Foles to do is stay.
Yeah.
Take the Doug Peterson rule back in the day and be a backup. Don't go nowhere.
Listen, he's here. He's dubbed the nickname Saint Nick. He's already a legend. Already a foot in for the Hall of Fame. Set records. Every game he set 1 or 2 records. Or the third highest passer rating. He's definitely gonna stay. He's definitely humble. He's okay. With just taking it back. Listen, he's already lived out his dream. He said as a kid, this is what you dream of, getting to that Super Bowl, getting that ring. He's for the rest of his life, I think he's okay with being a backup. Nobody can say, well, you can't sign this backup QB because, well, why not? He's a Super Bowl MVP, he was Pro Bowl MVP as well.
Yo, he's really
he's the real deal. He's the real deal.
Stats are real, yo. They official,
but
man.
he needs to play his position.
But before I want to get y'all thoughts on this with the Monique situation. What y'all think about that? With the Netflix.
Monique need to get it together, man. She crying over $500,000 because she felt like other people was getting paid more. Personally, like, look, yo, you can either take the $500,000 or you can leave the $500,000, man. But ain't no need in having us boys.
I think it's a selfish thing. I think it's a selfish thing.
Like that's a little bit of money, but they make it seem like that's regular. Like all these people was making that type of money, and then it ain't the truth.
My thing is, I was argumentative about it, in the beginning, but then I learned a lot of facts, and I kind of see where her gripe comes from.
Look, I feel like she should use her potential to outshine her circumstances.
But it's all about being relevant, though. You got to understand. You got these internet comedians that will get more money than myself and Mr. Billy the Kid. But we're more talented than them. But because they're trending, they have a following. they get paid more.
I mean,
She could have done it and then
what
donated
gets
to
that
charity.
stuff trending like that? What makes the fall?
The pettiness.
Because there's some things I just can't do.
Because me and him could probably do a 2-man show and kill a crowd.
That's what I'm saying, but it's all about. It's just all about.
It's
just all about relevance. You know what I mean? And you got to create a follow. I go on social media on a humble note on positivity. You know what I mean? And I can't get people to track to me, but I watch others go on there on some ratchet shit, and they get so many reactions, likes, comments, shares, and that's how they build their. Especially you got niggas go out there smacking people, stealing people's shit, cursing people out, arguing with people, and they create a crazy following.
Oh, for that, what's the dude with all the tattoos on his face?
Gang.
Where the dude goes over people's stuff.
He go in there, he take it and go, boom, gang, whole lot of gang shit going on over there. And he run out.
I think he was in New York one time and he knocked over this guy's stand. I was like, man, I bet you could not be on Canal Street doing that. Man, they're going to jump your behind.
Bunk gang, famous Amos.
They play a dangerous game,
Famous Amos just jump on stuff and dance.
They must have that stuff set up, man. Because these cats play, even the last thing with the guns, the check thing where they pull a gun, the other guy got to pull a gun out on it, make sure you ain't naked or whatever.
The lacking challenge.
The lacking challenge, like
I know,
this is getting crazy for people. The stuff what people do with their camera, because you can go live on your phone. Sometimes you gotta think and use your mind. Like, do you want to watch what you put out?
Come up with the other trending things, with the other new challenges to outshadow those
basically,
challenges.
it's up to us to create better challenges.
Facts.
Because if not,
whoever came up with
you get Tide Pod challenges where they
the
just
stupidest things, bro.
Exactly. So
you know how many
detrimental to health. Going famous.
I be thinking like on the technical, because the stuff we do here with the servers, like what type of server space they got to upload all of this. So we know that Facebook is on Alchemine servers because we was on Alchemine servers. But that's like just, once you deal with the server, now you dealing with like the beast, the whole concept of the computer, the beast, all that what's that show, Resident Evil type thing, the Umbrella Corporation type shit. Do you know that they really got a thing, and there's really a Skynet.
They really have a company called Umbrella.
Yeah, like this shit is getting kind of like, okay, the movies is coming to life. Like Ronald Reagan was an actor, he became president. Arnold Schwarzenegger was an actor. Arnold Schwarzenegger was an actor, became governor.
Go back to 2012. We'll start with the 2012 thing that was happening out here.
Oprah with the president. You see how they playing with that? That might be a thing right there. You know what I mean? Because once they put it in the air, then they're gonna try to encourage and they're trying to run it, and that might be a thing right there. But we gotta look at like, just like with the Trump thing. A lot of us don't give it because it don't affect us like that. You got unless you like, when you got kids, you in the system, you work, yes, because you got pay taxes and all that. But to people that's like living the street, like they don't care about none of that. It's like cast this on the street like right now, cast this on Walnut, Stuyvesant, whatever in the project. That's just a conversation. That ain't stopping they hustle unless it mess with the prices.
We was in poverty during Obama. We was in poverty during all the Bushes.
Yeah, ain't nothing really significantly changed. I remember when Obama got in, we was playing at what's Zuki is that Jam Rock. And pandemonium broke out in the streets in Trenton. Everybody thought we ain't gonna have no electric bill. We ain't gotta pay this no more. We gotta pay. Literally, people thought that. And the cops pulled us over like 3 times that night. Just going to the diner, from the bar to the diner. Like, that's how wild it got. Yeah. Like, people were in the streets like celebrating, and it really got crazy. And I thought like, man, they're not gonna take all that stuff out. How they gonna make money off of you? You gonna pay some taxes on something. Yeah, it was just too good to be true.
You're always gonna pay some taxes.
Yes,
you know what I mean? And I think a lot of people build up this thing that we just need to build up something new, man, and create something new, man.
Look, right.
People looking for that.
We're gonna all the way to trending topics, all the way to just topics.
We're gonna leave on that note.
It's 2018, man. We need something new, man.
Shout out to everybody. Shout out to everybody that's been tuning in.
Shout out
to all listeners, all the viewers. Much love. You can catch us on Monday nights from 9 to whenever. Thank you guys for staying with us. It's always a pleasure.
Appreciate it, fellas.
Thank you guys.
Word.
And catch us next week, same time, as usual. And don't forget to catch us, at Bunk's Tavern, Champions, and Monk's channel. He's on his own. He's got his own show as well. Channel 3 as well. Non-stop dance music. You hear us in the background. And tune in always. They got all kinds of shows. So check us out. Check everybody else out. And we're Freestyle Freaks, and we're out.
Peace. Ruben still ball head.
I think Ruben was ready for that. He was ready for that.
Go ahead and cut. Go ahead and cut. Go ahead and cut.
You
Peace.